My name is Jose. After visiting the site, I observed the materiality of the site and picked out different materials that I liked. So wood and the surfaces that I enjoyed. And I also looked at how light was introduced into space and how different elements were more important than others, and how the whole space came together, as well as looking at the whole back wall of the site and what was behind the nursery and the community centre and what's its surroundings. What I started by was trying to draw different shapes and forms onto the site and see how it looked like, and trying to see how objects would fit into the space. And then I looked at my brother playing in a living room and how the space can be used for different purposes over a period of time. So eating, building, drawing, playing, play fighting, sleeping, many different purposes. And what I've come up with is to have a space that's compact and used for many different purposes. So this is my first program with how identifying the main areas that I would like to try to include into the space, and see how they fit together. And what I got from this sort of collage is that some of the spaces can be used as a transition space, such as sensory areas or libraries, so that when you move from one age group to another, you go through these spaces, as well as the functional areas that are in yellow that are surrounding the space. And in this collage, I've looked at how you can spread everything out onto the site floor and then trying to compact everything into a small sort of space, and seeing how in relation we work with the height, and just sort of looking at from a different angle. And then I moved on to regular spreading elements, so as you can see here in this model as well, of how I could possibly stack all the different spaces together and it would fan out. After drawing this, I realized that maybe using regular sort of blocks isn't a very good idea, because different elements of the building would require different sizes of spaces. So which is why I moved on to sort of irregular sized boxes and different shaped spaces. So then on to here. About 20 seconds. Okay. I look at height and view, how different heights will fit into the space, and this looks at accessing light into the area which I really want to explore, of how if you place structure into different sides of the site, light and access will change, and how there could be different angles to accessing the site. And I've chosen to explore this one. So here it's levels going up, and having on top sort of sky roof gardens and levels that children could play on. So it'd be like a mountain landscape that children can run up and down on, as well as a multi-purpose hall with mainly work as a kitchen where all the different age groups could come together and eat, but then these tables could be folded away and be used for play.
Kind of experimenting here and God. One thing I would say is that you do studies that look at activities, which are fantastic, and then up here you're starting to talk about it's kind of overlapping of those activities and sequencing and kind of analysing how those activities work, right? And then there's a sudden leap to it becoming an object and how that object looks or fits within the space. And I think maybe there's more of a link there that really it's this stuff which is giving you the shape, you know, rather than kind of doing two separate things.
On that, I actually wonder whether you're writing here, the really formal elements of these fingers are fighting with the function. I'm wondering whether you shouldn't let them fight, but embrace it. Because once you push this over here and you start to, I think with the fingers maybe they can start to interact and you start to work together and it becomes quite an interesting sort of space with niches and also maybe as to a really playful step landscape.
I think the other observation I'd make is you said that drawing you said, and then I moved on. And I think you need to move back. You said, you know, you made that cut yourself very clearly. And I think what's my feeling is you've taken all of these wonderful understanding of activity and you stack them up. And you said, I have to have all of this space, and to get all of this space for all this activity, I need lots of layers, and you know, and that sort of set this off. But when you think about it, a lot of these don't happen at the same time. You know, a lot of these activities don't need a separate space for each activity, but can be, you know, layered in time as well as in height. And my feeling is you can probably compress this building down, you know, so that these become steps rather than stories. You know, so these become changes of level of this much, you know, rather than this much. And all of a sudden it becomes an internal landscape and an external landscape. And perhaps you lose some space, but you'll gain so much from not having stairs everywhere. And you'll gain so much from the kids actually being able to move through it.
It becomes more fluid.
More
The
fluid,
fingers
yeah.
are not so separate
Yeah.
as entities.
Yeah, both
I
in
think
both
you
directions.
need to let go a bit of the shape. The shape isn't what's going to make the project great. It's how you can use the spaces that's going to make this project really nice. I was going to ask you in terms of, at the moment, the kids do go down quite a steep stair to the play area. That's not ideal. We didn't decide it for that to be the case. It just happened to be like that. Is it a major problem? Like, would you be saying,
Well,
please don't give us any
I would say it's like
sections
stairs.
at school?
It's good for children to be independent and to walk up the stairs. Even though a child's got a disability, some parents want them to look, because they always do their legs if they've got problems with their legs. So, plus we've got disability access at the front, you know. But I'm just looking at all the design. It's like to make it more fun for the children. Even though you say it's got different layers, it's like building a summer house but on different levels. Imagine a summer house in the garden. You've got different levels of summer houses. You know, it could be a top area. It's on the height, and underneath you've got another room. So you utilise your space and just.
You make it integrate play. You've got dance and things and wraps.
Yes, because even though at the back of the, I mean, I don't know if you noticed on the drawings, we've just done the back of the side. If you notice our back of our garden's got like
A covered area.
yeah,
covered
covered
play
area. So we're trying to, in a way, to make it more nice and friendly. And also that then at the back of the garden is going to build like a summer house. Imagine it's like a tunnel. The children's playing, and even though they've gone on top of the summer houses, it's how you utilise your space, like you're saying.
But that could really work with your idea, or the idea of crawling up on something and there's something underneath, but it depends on the scale. So maybe at the moment it's slightly, those sort of changes in levels are a little bit too big to do.
It's more like you're saying it's fun. It's like you can make it look creative. It's the nursery, and make it safe. There's number one security like the front. You know, make sure it's not
What you may
accessible
find,
to.
what you may find helpful when you start to try and take on board all this advice you're being given is to think about key spaces and where the priority spaces are, the things that are most used or have the most activity in them, and start to position them first, and then work the service spaces, the smaller spaces, you know, around them. So I think you need to find a way of giving a hierarchy to your many activities, and starting with one, doing that work, and then bringing the others in around it, using your, you know, and I think one thing you've done, which we haven't really seen very strongly elsewhere so far, is to understand the direction of the light and the axis of the view. So, you know, I think that, you know, the location and the form is a good starting place, but you need to loosen it up and bring the brief back in.
How do you get to I think the access is actually a real issue on this project.
there's different alternatives up there, right? So you're exploring, at the risk of saying the same thing again, you've got to think what I've said elsewhere about public-private. There's a point I wanted to make about the whole process of design here. It was charming and encouraging to see you looking at a child. You said it was your brother? Yeah, that's perfect. To look at a child of the right age and think in their terms, yeah? And then you began to look at grief, and that was had some promise because it was still rooted in that world. And it feels to me like you suddenly took a leap into sculpture. You suddenly dumped the hat of being a sort of humanist architect and went, right, now I'm a sculptor. And you said, you drew shapes and worked out how objects might fit into them. And that's not necessarily the most fruitful way to approach architecture. You need to think of the uses of the people and what shelter they need around the activities they do, rather than finding a shape and shoving them in, and hoping that they'll somehow inhabit your sculpture. Yeah? There's a time and a place for that, but a nursery is not that kind of building, and you need to spot the difference between opportunities for sculptural responses and buildings that need to be totally rooted in the needs, the very sensitive, delicate needs of their users. So I think I admire the bravura. You've got this great confidence in what you're doing here, but you've got to go back to your brother and think, what does my brother want to play in and live in and sleep in and eat in and share in and
But I think there is a totally agree that the building has to sort of come out of this use, this humanity. But maybe it's just about thinking first how far you can go actually and try and explore this selective approach. Try and make these spaces, make these flows work. And then it will change your shape. I suspect quite heavily. But if you're not saying just check it out, just try harder on it, yeah.
All of this is useful stuff. It just needs to, you need to bring your two projects together. Okay.
design is not a linear process, so you have to be prepared to go up. Oh, that was an interesting diversion, and then come back a bit, but don't go all the way back down. It's a whole sort of spiral and ziggity-zaggity process. So none of this is wasted, but be careful not to take a route and just keep on going. Yeah, but step back and look.
With that comment, we'll move on to the next one.
Thank you.